Shaboom!
Welcome to Destiny Children's TV.
Let's get ready to rumble! Y'all ready for this?
Hey kids, it's great to see you today on Destiny Children's TV!
We hope you've had a brilliant week. We've had snow, we've had all sorts of fun this week, haven't we? So let's get ready to praise Jesus. Up on your feet, you're going to need a whole lot of space. We're going to put all our energy into praising Him this morning.
In my wrestling and in my doubt, in my failures you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. You are the peace in my troubled sea. In the silence you won't let go. In my questions your truth will hold. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. You are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Oh, oh, oh. Safe to shore. Oh, 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 oh. Safe to shore. I won't fear what tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and sing. My God's love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. You are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Oh, 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 safe to shore. Oh, 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 safe to shore.
Who am I that the highest king would welcome me? I was lost, but He brought me in. Oh, His love for me. Oh, His love for me. Who the Son sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. Free at last He has ransomed me. His grace runs deep. While I was a slave to sin, Jesus died for me. Yes, He died for me. Who the Son sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God, yes I am. I am chosen, not forsaken. I am who you say I am. You are for me, not against. child of God. Yes, I am.
Oh, hello everybody. We're having a bit of a meltdown today. Just 1 minute. Grandma, you need to stop crying. We're on Destiny Children's TV.
Okay, give me a minute.
Sorry about that, everybody. Grandma has had a tough week. To be honest, I think she has been in the house too long. You know, because of this lockdown thing. It all started when she tried making a snowman last week. It went well at first, but then Grandad left his hairdryer on too long and...
Are you telling them what I did?
Yes, about Grandad and the snowman.
No, about the chicken.
Oh, right. Yeah, that was another thing that happened.
I might have cooked it for too long.
Maybe just a little bit, Grandma.
And then I insulted Pastor Ian on the phone.
Oh no, why? What happened?
Well, I rang him to ask about some more meat after I burnt the chicken.
Yes, of course.
So I asked him, "Do you have any pork belly?" He said yes. I asked him, "Do you have chicken legs?" He said yes. I asked him, "Do you have pig's trotters?" He said yes. And after all that, I said, "Well, you must look pretty strange then." I don't think he was very happy about it.
No, I can't imagine he was.
Then I rang him again and he said I couldn't come to church anymore and that I had to stay at home and watch it on my telly. The cheek!
Well, Grandma, that's what everyone is doing. He didn't just say that to you.
Oh, okay, well that's a little bit better then.
Did anything else happen?
Oh yes, I sat on Grandad's glasses.
Oh no, is he alright?
Yes, I told him that I would get them fixed in 5 minutes and he said he couldn't see that happening.
Ha!
What?
That's funny.
What's funny?
The joke. He couldn't see that happening.
I don't get it. Anyway, it's been a rubbish week and I've made lots of mistakes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say to you, Grandma.
Oh well, thanks very much.
No, listen to what I'm saying. It's okay that you have made mistakes this week.
Well, the snowman melting wasn't my fault.
I know, but even if we fail sometimes, God still loves us. In fact, boys and girls, can you help us with this verse? Because it says in Romans 8:14, "For those who are led by the Spirit of God are the something of God." Are the what of God? The
children.
That's right, we are the children. So it's okay if we don't succeed at everything and we make mistakes.
Oh, thanks, Dusty.
You're welcome, Grandma. Shall we go and let Pastor Steve and Vanessa tell us some more about it?
Okay, see you soon, everybody.
Bye!
Stories of the Bible. Moses and the Burning Bush. This is Moses.
Hey-o.
Moses was an Israelite boy born in Egypt in a time when Israelite boys were not supposed to live.
Wait, huh?
The Israelites were slaves to the Egyptians. But God had a special plan for Moses,
Oh, eh?
and he spent his childhood in the palace of the Pharaoh. You see, when Moses grew up, he made a big mistake.
Uh-oh.
Pharaoh found out what Moses had done, and he tried to have Moses killed. So Moses ran away from Egypt. He stopped in the land of Midian. And 7 sisters came to the well to give water to their father's flock. Some shepherds came to drive them away.
Hey, you.
But Moses stood up for the women.
Hey.
Now these sisters were the daughters of the Midianite priest named Jethro. When Jethro heard what Moses did for his daughters, he sent for Moses. So Moses came to live among the Midianites, and he married Zipporah, one of Jethro's daughters. Meanwhile, back in Egypt, the old Pharaoh died, but he was replaced by a new Pharaoh who continued to treat the Israelites poorly.
Oh, man.
The Israelites cried out to God because of the terrible things that the Pharaoh made them do. God heard these people and knew it was time to act. One day, Moses was tending Jethro's flock when an angel of the Lord appeared to Moses through a burning bush that would not burn up.
Whoa.
Moses stopped to look at the bush, and he heard the voice of God say, "Moses, Moses."
Hello?
God then told Moses how sad he was because of the suffering of his people. He told Moses that he wanted to do something about it, and he wanted Moses to be the one to do it.
Oh, me?
But Moses did not think he was the right person to go. God said, "I will be with you."
Morning.
But Moses said that he wouldn't know the right thing to say to the people. So God said to tell the people that God himself had sent him and promised Moses that his plan would be fulfilled through Moses. But Moses still said to God that he did not think the people would believe him. So God said, "What is that in your hand?"
Oh, me?
Moses said, "A staff." God told Moses to throw it on the ground.
Wow, okay.
Then God told Moses to catch it. God showed Moses another sign. And told him to show these signs to the people if they did not believe what he said. Moses still didn't think he would have the right words to say. But God said that he himself was the one who made a man's mouth and gave him the ability to speak, so there was no need to worry. Yet even after all this, Moses said, "God, please send someone else." Then God got mad at Moses, and said that he would send Moses' brother Aaron to speak for Moses. So Moses went back to his father-in-law and told him that he needed to go back to Egypt. Moses and his family started their journey back to Egypt, and Moses carried the staff of God in his hand, for this staff would be the tool God would use to demonstrate his awesome power to the Israelites and to the Egyptians.
Everybody, welcome to Rewind! Yo, yo, yo! So this is Rewind. This is when I bring to you, my loyal viewers, the greatest videos on the internet right now for your viewing pleasure, because I care. Oh yes, I care. Sorry, didn't you understand that? What I meant to say was that today we're going to play a game called Spit Take. And Spit Take is where I fill my mouth with water, and if the video's funny, I might be able to contain it in my mouth, but if it's so funny, then it's, yeah, I fear for my floor. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, a dog pulling some luggage along, just sort of lost in an airport. That was funny. I nearly spat out. Nearly. Next video.
Good. Right. Good boy. Ready? Ready? Turn.
How is a dog driving a car? That is mental!
I wouldn't want to be.
Alright, stop.
Ah, my life.
There you go, I managed to keep the water in my mouth for most of those videos, and people in those videos probably felt pretty silly when they had failed or fallen over or hurt themselves. The reason is because we always want to do things right, we always want to get things well, we always want to feel like we're doing it good and we're doing it right. Moses felt that as well. When God came to him in that burning bush and said, Moses, I have a plan for you. Moses was like, you can't pick me because I'm not perfect. But God chooses us. In fact, he calls us his children. He loves us and he has a plan for our life. Moses came up with loads of excuses. He said, I've got a stutter, I'm not as good as other people, why don't you choose somebody else? And God could have chosen anybody, but he chose Moses despite all of his failings. God is bigger than our mistakes. God is bigger than our excuses. God has great plans and great purposes for our lives. God has a great future for you when you trust in him, and he calls you his children. Well, that's Rewind for this week. Join us next week for more great videos from the Rewind team. See you then!
Thanks, Pastor Steve, for reminding us that even when we mess up, God still chooses us. How wonderful is that? Our memory verse today comes from Ephesians chapter 1, verse 5, and it says this: before the world was made, God decided to make us his own children through Jesus Christ. That was what he wanted and what pleased him. I know that's a lot of words, but I also know that you guys are really good at learning your memory verses. So let's go again. Ephesians 1 verse 5. Before the world was made, God decided to make us his own children through Jesus Christ. That was what he wanted and what pleased him. How amazing is that? So this week you need to remember that you have been chosen by God. You, even when you mess up, are so loved by God. Every one of us makes mistakes, and God knows that we're gonna. But the important thing is that we learn from our mistakes and keep trying to do our best. And even when we mess up, let's still remember that God still loves us, he still wants to help us, and he still can make a way for us.
She's the craftiest lady in the whole wide world. It's time for Jackie's Craft.
Hello everyone, I hope you've had a good week this week. Today I am going to show you how to make this cute little hedgehog. Now this is just made out of some card, some paper and some old wool that I've used to make a pom-pom. Once you know how to make pom-poms, you can use them for all sorts of things. They're great. So if you want to make this, I'll show you how. So if you want to make this, obviously you're going to need a pom-pom. There are lots of different ways to make a pom-pom, but this is what I used. So this is just a piece of quite heavy card, cut out in this sort of big U shape, for want of a better way to describe it, and I'll show you how to make a pom-pom on it in a minute. But if you want to use another way, go for it. You're going to need some wool, obviously, a circle cut out of cards, two rectangular strips of cards, a semicircle cut out of paper, and then just another little scrappy piece of paper, some glue obviously, and a marker pen, and that's about it. So I'm going to make my pom-pom first. So using my pre-made pom-pom maker, I will take the end of my wool, and all you need to do if you're using this method is run the wool around the two prongs in a sort of a figure of 8. Just push them together a bit, and then keep going until you've filled the card up. Okay, so now I've finished wrapping some wool around my card. It does need to be quite heavy cardboard, I will say. So I've cut my wool off, and what I've also cut is a longish extra piece. And what I'm going to do is, if you have covered that up, just move the wool up, make a little gap at the bottom there, pop your wool through, and then what we want to do is tie a knot in this. Now you want to tie this as tight as possible and try and bring all the wool bits together. Get some help from an adult if you need to, because it is a little bit tricky. And what you want to do is tie a knot that definitely will not come undone. Okay, so you end up with this kind of scenario here. Once you've done that, once you've tied it together, you then need to cut this off our card. So take your scissors and just put it under one side, and then do exactly the same on the other side. And just take the cardboard away. And with a little bit of fluffing, bingo, we've got ourselves a pom-pom. And we'll just put that to one side at the moment because I will just make the body. So take your circle, and we want to pop 2 lines of glue across, and these are going to end up being its little feet. So I'm going to put one rectangle there and one rectangle about there. And then I'm going to glue on the extra piece that attaches the face. That's just your little scrappy rectangle, which just goes on one side or the other. So we'll come back to our pom-pom now. And what I'm going to do now is around between the 2 feet, I'm going to take my extra long piece of wool, put one on one side and one on the other side, and tie that to my little template. Not too tight, obviously, or it will do that. Okay. And that is the body of my hedgehog on there. And then I'm going to take my half circle of paper that we made earlier. And what you want to do is make a cone. So on the straight side, you just bring the 2 bits together like that. Pop a little bit of glue on one side, and just glue them together, and that will make a little cone just like that. Okay, and on this bottom piece here, turn it upside down, put a little bit of glue there, and then we can stick our cone or face on there. So we're almost finished. You will take more time over your pom-pom, it will be much more beautiful. I'm just going to cut my long string so I can't see the extra bits, and your hedgehog might need a little bit of a haircut to tidy up your pom-pom when you're ready. And then I'm going to take my marker pen and I'm going to add some little eyes, because everybody needs some little eyes, like so. And if you want to, you can add some little toes as well on each of his feet, like so. And there we go. It really is that simple. Give him a bit of a fluff, and there you go. There's your little creature, your hedgehog creature, made out of a pom-pom and some cardboard. So you enjoy making that. And have a really, really good week this week, guys. Please don't forget to send in any photos or videos of anything you've been doing this week to Pastor Steve, because we'd really love to see them. Have a great week. Bye.
She's the craftiest lady in the whole wide world. It's time for Jackie's Craft.
Thank you, Jackie, for another great craft. We really appreciate the wonderful crafts that you do. Remember, kids, you can go back and you can check out all the previous crafts that Jackie has done for us, and you can get busy, especially during this lockdown time.
Absolutely. So you want to go on our YouTube page. If you want to subscribe there, then you'll get a notification every time we pop something new online for you. If you're grown up, just hits that little bell. So that's where you'll find all our crafts. If you want to find our memory verse for today and our colouring and activity sheets, then you need to go to destinychurch.co.uk. At the top, there's a tab for Kids TV. You click on there, and every single week is there from last March till now. Every single one of them is there. So click through, have fun with that.
And so thank you very much for joining us today. We've had lots of fun. We've been able to worship together. It's been great worshiping with you guys. It's been great learning about the Bible. Remembering that we are chosen by God. He calls us his children.
Wow.
No matter what's happened in the past, he still chooses to love us and still chooses you for the plans that he's got for this world.
So have a brilliant week, everybody. Remember, you are chosen by God. How wonderful is that? We'll see you guys real soon.
Who the sun sets free, oh, is free indeed. I'm a child of God, yes I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God, yes I am. In my Father's house, there's a place for me. I'm a child of God, yes I